Hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest, 8 Second Gaming, and in today's video we are going to be talking about 3 legends that you are going to be wanting to avoid in your rank climb. Right now they're not that good in the meta, they're going to be hindering your chances a little bit, and if you really actually want to climb, you should be swapping your mains. But if this video does inspire you to pick a new main, or maybe you're even looking to get better at Apex just in general, then you need to check out the Game League website right now. Over there, our top level coaches are creating the best, most highly informative legend guides, gun guides, VOD reviews, positional guides, aiming guides, every single guide you can think of, we are making it. We've already helped a bunch of people hit new peak ranks, and you can be next, so click the link in the description, pick yourself up a membership, and start to improve today. But okay, let's hop into things now, and I do want to give one quick disclaimer before we actually jump into the meat and potatoes. If you play one of these legends, and they are the only legend that you find fun in the game, you can continue to play them. The only way to play a video game wrong is to not have fun while playing it. The reason I'm making this video is because there are people out there that do swap their main to fit the most optimal spots on the team, and right now, these legends are not going to be doing stuff on the team, so let's talk about them. And starting off, we have Mirage. Now, Mirage did get a buff going into Season 17, but it did not change him at all. It turned him from a troll pick into a less trolly pick because your team actually can do stuff for themselves now. Mirage has always been a weak character, and I know that the Mirage cult is going to be absolutely hating me right now, but please just hear me out. To start things off, Mirage is not a support character. The only support thing that he has in his kit is his revive. There are 3 characters that have better revives than Mirage. You got Gibraltar, Newcastle, and Lifeline. Gibraltar's Dome not only gives you a faster revive, but it also gives an area of protection that can be used in multiple different situations. Gibraltar's Dome is not one-dimensional. It's very good in a lot of different spots, and it's very flexible. Mirage's revive is not. Again, Newcastle doesn't just leave you stranded out in the middle of the open that you're hoping you can get away from after you're invisible through Mirage's revive, it pulls you to different spots. On top of that, Newcastle can couple his tactical to give you even more protection, and if you want even more, he has his ultimate. And Lifeline can revive both of her teammates while still being able to fight people. So if you get knocked by something like a Kraber and the team is pushing you, Lifeline can fend them off as you are getting revived and healing up. Mirage, you're just hoping that somebody forgets where they knocked you. And with all the other roles on the team, he doesn't fit into those either. He doesn't fit into the secondary fragger role because he doesn't have team utility to help them out. And he doesn't fit into the entry fragger role because he doesn't have any of the mobility that the other entry fraggers do. The only decent ability that Mirage has right now is his ultimate. It can be good in one very niche situation where the enemy has their monitor turned off while they're fighting you. The closer Mirage is to somebody, the easier it is to tell which one the real one is from his ultimate because his arms glow blue when it's activated. If you can't track the big sign saying I'm right here, then that's on you, I'm sorry. If you want to play Mirage in the support role, just swap to somebody with a better revive, swap to Newcastle, Gibraltar, Lifeline. If you want to play him in the secondary fragger role, pick somebody with more utility like Bloodhound or Seer. And if you want to play in the entry fragger role, why? I don't understand. Play something like Bangalore, who's really strong right now. But now let's move into our second character, and it's another support character, and funny enough, it's Lifeline. Lifeline is just one character that used to be really good in Apex because she had a really strong kit, but now Respawn has just beaten her to death and just kind of feels like they have her on the back burner. Her ultimate is actually just a joke right now. The care package, while it does come in faster, isn't as good as some other options on the map. First off, we had to talk about the armor because that's the one big thing about Lifeline's ultimate that people like, but there's something on the map already that gives you better armor. The crafters. They drop periodically throughout the game, and they do spawn when the game first starts. You can always just target out a spot with a replicator and just go to that. And if you actually have a good rotation and you go to multiple different places with suck jugs, then you can get a ton of crafting material and get yourself an easy red armor. And if you want heals out of it, then just have a different support character on your team instead. Somebody like Newcastle, who's extremely strong right now, can open up the support bins and get your team's heals. The support bins did get buffed, so you get a guaranteed battery out of those little compartments, and that is very strong. Lifeline's ultimate just kind of got phased out, but now the other really strong part about her kit is her revive. And I know that I did say that Lifeline's ultimate can be good to fend people off as they're pushing, but most of the time in this meta, teams are just completely deathballing you. They are not going to be giving you a chance to actually get that revive off. While Lifeline's fighting one person, the other people are just completely free to thirst the teammate. It's very rare for Lifeline to actually be able to fend somebody off unless they're a very far distance away when the teammate gets knocked. Now, I do really hope that Lifeline does receive some love in the future because I do think she's a really cool character and I would love to see her in the meta again. I've been playing Apex since day one, I did used to love seeing Lifeline in the meta, and I even played her a little bit myself. But right now, there are just much better options in the support role. You have Newcastle if you want to have an actual support character. You have Caustic if you want a defensive character. You have Watson if you want a defensive character. You have Catalyst if you want a defensive character. There are so many better options in the support role, I just don't recommend playing Lifeline. But now our third character, and I do think a lot of people are going to see this coming, it is Revenant. Now don't get me wrong, Revenant's kit is extremely strong. It can do wonders in games, but the issue with Revenant is he doesn't have a character to synergize with to help him get the full effect out of his kit right now. You would think to yourself, hey, the meta is all about fighting right now. You would think that you'd want a character that could go into fights with zero risk, because if he gets damaged, he just gets sent back to a free spot. But with the time limit that you have on your shadow form, it takes a while to actually get into the fight, and if the map's even slightly open, kind of like Olympus, you're getting beamed before you even get anywhere close to that team. I can't tell you guys how many times I've been on Olympus. A Revenant pops his totem. You get the little animation that tells you exactly where they're going to be coming from, so you just sit and wait for them to come around the corner and send them back to the totem immediately. In order for Revenant to actually get full usefulness out of his kit, he needs a character to help him get from his totem to the fight a lot faster. The characters that helped him before were Ashe and Octane, and even sometimes Wraith. But right now, Octane and Ashe aren't that strong in the meta either. They're doable, but they're not the best picks. And to completely change your team comp just to revolve around a Revenant when there are much better options in the game right now isn't a very solid plan. Now, Revenant's kind of in a weird spot for me because I do wish to see him actually get a little bit of love from Respawn, but if he goes back to being overpowered like he was in season 8, I think it was, with the RevTame meta, I might pull my hair out because that was one of the most frustrating seasons in a while. But honestly, all it would really take for Revenant to become meta is just getting a character to help him get in and out of fights. So maybe if Octane gets a buff, or if Ashe gets a buff, or something like that, then we might see him come back in. Now, Revenant is a secondary fragger that is all about fighting, and a lot of people played him because he was fun to play. His kit was different, it was a little bit more exciting for them, and that's why they like him. So if you want to stick with that mentality, you might want to look to swap to Fuse. Fuse is also a really fun and interesting character to play because you just send a lot of explosives at people. That is his whole shtick, and a lot of people find that a lot of fun. So if you were playing Revenant for more of the fun chaos that he caused, Fuse is another good example for you, but Fuse isn't super strong in the meta. So if you're looking for another chaos causer that is a little bit better, try out Mad Maggie. Her ball's a lot of fun to use, her drill's a lot of fun to use, and if you like shotguns, so does she. She pairs up perfectly with that. But if you're just looking to swap completely to a new, better secondary fragger, then try out Bloodhound or Seer. Their scans are really strong, and having wall hacks in a fight is always a really good thing to do. But if you don't like those, maybe check out Horizon, because all you have to do is throw a black hole at somebody and a couple grenades and you've won the fight. Or if you like movement, Pathfinder's another solid option as well. He got a really big buff last season, he's in a lot better of a spot right now, and he's actually pretty fun to play. But actually right now your choices are pretty wild because a lot of the secondary fraggers are very meta and you can pretty much pick and choose anyone that you want and they will work. But also I do want to say again that Revenant is still good in some ways and he can still be good in a lot of niche situations. It's just you need to have a character to help you get into fights. So if you have an Octane on your team, he is still somewhat decent. But let me know which legend you think is the weakest one in the comments down below, and if you guys want to stay up to date with the latest and greatest Apex Legends tips, tricks, and news, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys all for watching. Once again, Second Gaming, I'll see you guys in the next one.